yeah, at 320, maybe 325, I'm gonna get off to for a sec just to work out right quick, to get some guns on my arms.
Yeah, I need to
Uh,
do that too. I need to start working out a lot more.
I need to do that because my fucking nose, like what I noticed when I was running, my nose doesn't get stopped up as much. So I need to do that so I can just fucking breathe.
I mean, it's definitely got its benefits. It's like I'm working now that I've been working out and like eating like one meal a day basically.
hmm
I've slimmed down a lot. Like my stomach is flat. It ain't now. I really all I really got to work on is like getting more definition and maybe trimming down a little bit. Still, I still do have some fat on me, but it's not like I mean, my stomach was never really fucking huge, but like a pot belly. That's what it's called. Now I don't have a pot belly no more. Is a pot belly
What
huge? I don't know.
what are you eating for your one
Uh,
meal?
for my one meal, it'll for my one meal it could be anything just about now. Most of the time it would be like a sandwich though, just like a sandwich with lettuce, tomatoes, some cheese, uh,
hmm
some like Black Forest ham or some shit like that. That'll be it. But
That shit
yeah,
sounds actually pretty
and
good.
uh, and the rest of the day I like snack on like some sunflower kernels or some shit,
Mm.
or like eat an apple or just
Hmm.
something that ain't calorie rich and whatnot. And then I would work out. I work out and then I would eat. Or I would eat and then work out. And then, I'd basically be in bed after that.
Is your
Usually,
workout more calisthenics?
yeah, mostly. Yeah, mostly it's either I'm running, which I don't do a whole lot of now. I was supposed to run today, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'll probably just stick to my weights today. Cause that's
Mm.
really what I'm supposed to be doing today is weights. So I lift my weights, do my push-ups, sit-ups, nothing really complicated, push-ups, sit-ups, what are those called? For your legs, where you drop down, not lunges.
Squats?
Squats. Yeah, squats. Yeah, squats. And it's nothing really complex. I mean, but like I'm doing it pretty consistently. Because I'm doing something different. Normally I'd have a A day and a B day.
Yeah.
I just do that A and B over and over and over again with no rest day. And now I'm doing an ABC day. So I'm like A day maybe arms, B day is like legs, C day is stomach, and I just do
hmm
that over and over again. And like maybe Sunday I'll rest. Like Sunday I so-called rested. I just didn't work out that day. It was like I don't know. I kind of like see that's kind of a cop out. Like I should be stretching on Sunday or doing something.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Don't forget to. Well, I was gonna say, don't forget to stretch so you won't fuck your shit again, bro.
Yeah, I do need a stretch though, cause I went to get a massage like last week, and the lady
hmm
said like my body was like super fucking tight, and
Yeah.
yeah, I need to just stretch more.
Do you do cold showers?
Nah, I fucking hate cold showers.
You'll be
Is that
surprised
good for
on
you?
the how it feels.
It feels like shit. It feels like hell to me. Like
Nah,
goddamn.
after you get in that hole for a little bit, it becomes I don't know. It feels really good in the morning, like especially if your ass is dead sleep. If you do that, man, I'm telling you, as soon as you hit the hell, you start getting those deep breaths like you dying. Fuck. And then like and then eventually it just starts becoming that's what it feels like and you're just like okay, this is cool. The only problem that I have is like in the mornings if I take a hot shower and I like you bathe and all that, it's like the soap works so much better, but when you do a cold shower it's like all the soap and shit doesn't necessarily go into the same effect that it would if you're taking a hot shower. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
It's what I do, sorta. I
Cold showers?
no, well, I take a hot shower
Hmm.
and then or like a shower with hot water mostly,
Yeah.
hmm
and then like when I'm about to leave or when I know I'm about to be done, I'll turn the hot water off and then like just let the cold water run over me to close my pores up.
yeah.
And
I do that, but I don't do that no more. Or I used to do that. I don't do that no more.
that's what I like to do essentially. The do stuff like that and also That's why I keep the house cold. I don't sleep without a shirt on. Keep the house cold in a very thin blanket because um sleeping with like I think it's more restful to sleep cold and um and you shiver during the night while you're asleep and shivering burns calories.
Yeah, and I forgot what is it. It's because your heart rate slows while you sleep. Because I forgot what those ideal temperatures were. I think it's something around maybe like 65 to 70. You put the shit on that, and then you fall asleep faster, and a lot of good shit.
Really? Okay.
I wanted to start incorporating kiwis as like a dessert at night because they have a lot of what is it?
Melatonin and serotonin,
Yeah, Sarah. I
whatever
think
it
it's
is.
serotonin or whichever the fuck one put your ass to sleep. And
Melatonin.
I, what's up?
Melatonin. Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
if that's the
Yeah.
one that puts your ass to sleep, kiwis got that in them. So it's like another way to incorporate. It's another way to put your ass to bed, so you can fucking just. I don't know. I like to keep to a little schedule now instead of making my shit go all over the chart. But it would be cool to eat that for dessert and shit. One time, if I wanted to like have it where at night my light in the living room was orange light, like when you have the blue light filter on your phone.
Yeah.
So that way at night, if I turn that on, if I'm gonna have any lights on, I want it to be something that's gonna put me to sleep. I don't want to have anything that's gonna keep me wide awake when I'm getting ready to sleep. I want to be able to switch to a different bulb and just yeah, just be chilling.
Red does that if you get a red bulb.
But then they'll think I sell prostitutes. Nah, but I thought about that too. The red or like a deep orange.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a I know that like if you woke up if like let's say you and a your loved one wake up at different times,
Hmm.
the red bulb gives you enough light to see, but because of what it is, it doesn't wake up the other person. Does that make sense? Like, cause you
Yeah,
can't.
is it because it's like that I don't know if it's considered warm or what is it. It's like there's I don't know what it is, what you call that. It's like a dull light. It's a dull enough light to where it doesn't bother you and wake you up. It's something about that blue that screams at you. I don't know what it is.
Just like frame rates, I guess. I don't know.
Frame rates in real life.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
fucking
know.
Matrix.
Hey, I ain't no scientist, but it works.
I know for me, there's always enough light from the moon flowing through somewhere where my eyes naturally are good at night. So I just adjust to the darkness. Especially if it's really dark, I don't turn on any lights. Even if I'm going to the restroom, I don't want to fuck that up for my eyes. So that way I can just naturally just get back and go to sleep. So I'm doing everything in the pitch black darkness when I get up because I don't want to fuck like I can get over it really fast, but I just really don't want to fuck with it if I don't have to and just keep that shit straight black.
Right. I get you. I get you. Uh,
Wait, are you on the Rousing Storm too?
Yeah, I just got on.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. So, hey, I know I added you. I tagged you in something on Facebook the other day, yesterday. I don't know if you saw it.
I
Uh,
don't think so. If if it's if it's recent, let me just check now because I don't remember getting a notification from you, man.
yeah, cause I mentioned you in a comment of this guy. His name is Gabriel.
Hmm.
He's I've known him since. Well, I've known him like we were PSN friends, and he's like he's been doing a lot of DJing. He's an EDM guy,
Oh
and
shit. Okay.
and he's starting to get some he's starting to get recognized, for some of his mixes that he's been making and some of
Hmm.
his originals. And so I was like, man, he'd be really good to have on the or for you to talk to because he's a uh, would you call that a musician?
Yes, I would.
Mm. So yeah, he's a
A musician is a person that makes music. So there you go.
Right, right. But he's doing that though.
I don't see any notifications from you though.
Oh, you might not have him. Maybe it's because you're not his friend.
Oh shit. Okay, that's why. Because I have so many notifications. My bad. This is on October 9th. That don't sound right. I don't think that's.
No, this is a day ago. This happened literally
Yeah.
a day ago.
Well, shit. We'll just do it. Message me again or link me again so I can reach out. I mean, I'm always open to talk to anybody. You already know this.
Right. Well, you'd have to. I'm gonna send you a picture of his page.
Hmm.
You just have to you find him on your own because his post isn't shareable.
Okay.
Um, mm,
They have that suggest friend option still, don't they?
yeah. Oh no, I don't know about that. I just said yes because I the friend suggestion thing still pops up. Hey Green, where you at? Are you on the
I'm in the Dallas server number one.
Dallas server number one?
Uh-huh.
Find match. Cancel.
If you organize your list by ping, uh, and just keep scrolling down, you should see it very quickly. It's got like 56 players in it.
Under territories, agreement. Oh, server browser. Never mind. uh, by ping, you said?
Yeah, ping. Lowest ping at the top.
It says Tripwire official Dallas server 28.
No, number one.
Oh, I see it.
Hey, Green, can you
Yeah.
explain ping to me?
Um, I don't. I can't really explain it from a technical level. It's basically like telling you how much you're like. I guess like the quality of your connection, or like if you're gonna be laggy.
Hmm.
Like so,
Okay.
if I play like a game where the server's in China, the ping is
Hmm.
probably gonna be really high because it's gonna give me a lot of lag, more than likely.
Because
Well,
so far away.
the
I think distance is a factor, but there are, sometimes the it could be a server in China and the ping won't be really bad. It just depends on the quality of the server, I guess. And I'm an Australian.
Okay. Yeah. So
well,
wait, what were you saying?
I was gonna say the main reason I was asking is because this weekend, that's always a when I'm looking through those servers on Among Us, those pings. I'm trying to figure out if it was like if you want the ones that's higher or lower. But with that with that definition of it, it gives me an idea of what I'm looking for when I'm setting that shit up.
Yeah, you definitely want the lower ping.
Okay, but as you were saying, liquid.
Oh, the yeah, I played Among Us last night at a an adult beverage establishment. It was fun. It was a couple of us set together, and it was just like whoever I think it was like whoever gets killed first, or there was some rules we had going on, like whoever gets killed first has to buy the next round, and if
That's cool.
or if if the imposter loses, he has to buy. Um, it was pretty neat.
Actually, how did you guys so being in the same area, if they basically did you have a rule if you get killed, don't reveal the killer basically?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
like this is like it's like common courtesy kind of thing, like hey, don't like like don't be that guy.
Yeah. I wish there was a way to because I'm thinking about that. If we got all these people in a voice chat at one time, we gotta have probably a moderator when you get killed, announce it so we can then mute you.
No, no, it's just like you know, just uh, just be like, hey, we all know how this works. No, don't say nothing.
Yeah. Don't be a
Yeah,
dick.
Space is limited to begin with, you know.
True.
And if they want to,
That's
if they want to be douche nozzles, then they can, well, all right, we don't, you don't have to play with us, you know.
that is true. That is true. That's how I was kind of operating it, or how I was thinking about it. I have like a limit of 30, because just in case it does go higher than 10 people, then we could kind of split the events amongst, like, okay, somebody else can host it, I can host one, and then do it that way. But I don't really see it going too out of hand, because I already know the people that are be down for playing it prior to, but I'm just reaching out to see if anyone else will be, interested in it, because it'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, say just like you said, I think it's good to have as few rules as possible, so just people join, in the
Yeah,
first place.
yeah.
Because that'd be, I think that'll just make it easier.
People don't like their freedoms infringed on.
Yeah,
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 but it's like it's definitely a common courtesy. Like I don't think they're gonna be like nobody's gonna be like that, just like that, you know.
Yeah, I think everyone understands not to be an asshole.
yeah,
Uh, yeah. So playing some. I'm so excited. We're gonna play some disc golf tonight, and I'm ready for it. It's gonna be dope.
Disc golf. This is the frisbee. Yeah, the frisbee golf. How does
Yeah.
frisbee golf work?
Well, Frisbee golf has a couple like rules. Like it has like basically there is a rule set, that you can
Hmm.
follow, but it's made to just to do something. And like there are different sets like they call them like friends rules or like stoner rules or it's like it has like you can do these things with it, or like you can play like a serious game where you're really counting stuff and it really matters. But even then, like you can be really competitive with it, but at the same time, it's meant to be have fun. If you're like not having fun or like you're like really intense about it, like
Hmm.
you might be playing it wrong, you know?
I can see that. It's kind of like a go with the. I mean, shit. You don't see people playing golf like that, just out there
I mean,
super
there's some
intense
people
with it.
who definitely like who take it to heart when they don't do the right thing, or like when you do something like you know that you could make it, but you boof it or something.
Mm.
Like it can be disheartening for sure. But I have an amazing time playing because it's like outdoors and like you there's just like it's just like kind of not exactly carefree but carefree and but basically it's just like any golf game. It's like you have a tee off box, you shoot off, and then from there you have like you can play versions like best disc, so whoever threw the best off the tee, you
Hmm.
know y- everybody plays from that spot no matter what, or everybody shoots for their own. There's like rules. Like if you're behind a tree or you're in the bushes, you
off.
really do you get to like step a meter away from where it landed originally so that you could like shoot, you know? So it's like
So let me.
mhm.
I guess the way I'm running it in my head, the way that it yeah, the way that it seems is that what you do is it's kind of like golf. The only difference is you're instead of hitting a golf ball, you just need a frisbee. You stand from a location, and your goal is not a hole, but maybe it's a zone that you're probably trying to land in.
No, it's a it's like a pole that has
Hmm.
like a basket with chains on it. So when you throw into it, you like you made it in when you hear a cling, like it goes cling, like because the
Okay.
chains rattle, you know. There's a definite area like a thing that you like an objective to it, but like it's one of those things where it's like the course, most of the courses, especially like the ones around here, or real amateur ones, or like whatever, like however you call them, like casual ones, are all like par threes.
Mm,
So like at nine holes, you're supposed to only throw it 27 times to be like on par with what the skill level should be for that course. You know, um, but there's like other courses that are like 57, or like if you're throwing like 400 feet, yeah, that's probably a pretty serious course.
mm. How do you fare at it?
I'm actually not super good, but I started playing in college, like like almost anybody else would. And like definitely can see the change in my like. There's been times where I've stopped playing for like a year or two, but I picked it back up again like just recently, and like it's definitely like my throwing has definitely gotten a lot better. Like I'm consistently doing like 350 feet throws, which was something
Mm,
I didn't think was unimaginable. Like like I feel like I have a natural act um like I have a natural knack for it, because
hmm.
I just because of movements and whatnot. But
You got that superpower. That's all I was gonna say it. I was waiting for you to say it. You got that natural superpower. Anything that has to do with physical activity, you're just good at.
I try to be. Well, it's more like because I like the idea of of like mental strain of like this is hard, so I want to learn
Hmm.
how to do it just because it's hard, you know,
I fucks with that.
out of like sheer stubbornness, but like not pridefulness, you know.
That's the better way to be. I want to lean more to that because currently I'm still more on the pride side. I just want to be great because it's just like you got to do it. Yeah, right now it's more for the pride. I want more of that.
Yeah, I just it's kind of like it's why I lean so hard into like these Souls like games.
Hmm.
Um, and it took me a little second to recognize it, but it's true though. I lean into in these games because they're hard, and they're meant to be challenging, and they're meant to be somewhat mentally stimulating. Although they can be kind of the same thing over and over again, it's still like enough for me to be like, yep, this is a skill because it's skill, you know. And I like it, like something in my brain like just goes like, ooh, skills, you know,
Yeah.
and something new to learn, and like that's what really motivates me is learning. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it's true. Like if I'm not learning or I'm not doing something where like it's mentally engaging, I start to hate it. Like certain jobs that I've had, where it's like, this is like this is a cool job, but it's not mentally stimulating no more because I've learned everything that I need to learn, you know.
Mm.
And so
I feel that way about things. Uh, it's crazy because I know I think about like work, and instead of it being one of those things that necessarily just stimulates me, which I believe in some sense it does, I always like having a space where I understand it enough to where I can then build other shit within it. Cause, and I guess trying not to like to be vague on it. Like, I guess I found some like, cause there's a beauty to having some little level of comfort. I know some people hate that shit. They want to just make sure they're not in a comfort zone whatsoever, so they can. I don't know, they can always progress or level themselves up. But I don't know, sometimes it feels like you have that you can work on things a little bit more. I don't know. I think this kind of turns to a random tangent, but I'm just thinking about how sometimes you want to seek some kind of comfort so you can build things within that. And I know there's that thought process of basically throwing yourself in, I don't know, dismay or out of a comfort zone so you can level yourself up even more. Because ideally, that is a better way to level yourself up when you just put yourself in a fucking discomfort zone.
yeah, I uh I like it. I just know that that there is a this is a the discomfort for sure is what I like the most. It's just that and learning and just keeping my mind active. Like It's kind of why I really like that job that I had, like the where I was at that bar.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it because like every table was new. Like every table was a brand new personality, brand new like way to interact with these people. Because it was like everybody's different. You know, you're not gonna. Of course, the customer base is the same, but like it's brand new people. You know,
Yeah,
every time, and so like getting to know people and going, oh hey, what's going on? And like some people love it when you know their name.
yeah,
When
they
you show
do.
up at the table, when you call them and like, hey, what's going on? Chad, you know, or yada yada
Yeah,
yada. They're like, oh shit, you remember my name? I'm like, yeah, of course, dude. It's my
it's a
job.
big deal.
Yeah, it's my job to be attentive, man. But it's like, and like it's fun for me because I sometimes I can like walk up to a table and like be kind of like a dick, but like in jest. And I've learned to maneuver that better. Whereas uh like when like somebody's like when somebody walks up to me and is like, yeah, I want to eat can I get a frosé? Typically like which is not I mean not like to categorize it, but it's a there's no such thing as women's drinks and men drinks, but like that's definitely something like women eat drink more of.
Yeah.
So when they go, can I get a frosé? And I look at them like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, I know, I'm a pussy, whatever. I go, ah, like they'll say something like that, and like I've learned like to be like, I've had that response where I go, well, we are what we eat, and that's gotten me a good laugh. And then like I've done things like I've said the same thing like, yeah, you are, but whatever, you know. And it's just like what I'm saying, like it's just I've been it's been really cool. I've been like working it out, and it's getting me. I feel like I'm getting better at crowd work because
Mm,
I'll be able to like I'll walk to a table of like 5 or 10 people, whatever, and I'll be able to engage all of them at once and have all of their attention, you know, while I'm
that's
ripping on
good
one
shit.
like I'm ripping on one guy, but like they're all laughing and having a good time, and it's just like, yep, because I'm pretty good at what I do, you know.
That's what's up. It's well, multiple branches from this conversation. I was gonna start with going back to that the drink thing, and it's funny because when I first started going out and getting drinks, I didn't know what the fuck to get. So I was I was that asshole ordering no, not even necessarily just an asshole. I was that guy asking for the chocolate martini because he didn't know what the fuck to get, and that is the most metrosexual drink to get, and I'm not knocking it. If you drink chocolate martinis, yeah, do your thing. But it's not one of those drinks that you just go and get. Because I remember multiple times getting that, and the bartender kind of looking at me like, okay. And would you consider that a frosé?
Uh, a little bit. Just the idea behind martinis is fucking. Um, I wouldn't say is insane, but the idea behind like martinis and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's just like give me a glass of this liquor, chilled, because it has a little bit. There's like a little bit of like vermouth and stuff like that in martinis, but like it's legit. Like if you get a vodka martini, it's like a cup of vodka essentially.
Yeah.
There's no like nuances and there's nothing else to it. It's just vodka. So
Well,
so
what makes it a woman drink then? Because it's just
the idea that you're using like chocolate liqueur, you know,
mm,
just I the advent of like adding sugar to stuff is what like is the line essentially. Although
you're,
that line doesn't exist, it's just like
that's what we
that's
do.
it's the rule of thumb, I guess. Because if you're not hurting while you're doing something, apparently it's not manly enough,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is ridiculous. But
But
I
it's a
mean,
thing. It's a thing. I mean, I get it. It goes back to that the whole thing we were talking about earlier with you know wanting to be in a discomfort zone for growth opposed to being in a comfort zone. And that's kind of it's I don't know. It's that whole pain and pleasure thing. I get the ideal of it. I understand it. You grow more if you're pushing at your fucking hardest and getting yourself in events you don't know how you'll fare in, so you can find out if you'll come on top, opposed to being in a world you control and then trying to figure it out. Like it's all nice to be in that, but I don't know. You tend to get more XP when the game is harder. Shit. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm that way. I definitely Hey, how do you destroy never mind. Yeah, I'm that way cuz I didn't like tequila, and then like little by little I was starting to trace things and like okay, this is easy for me to take down, right? You have to find the right, I guess, the right kind of tequila first.
Hmm.
Like you have to have like a starter, especially when it comes to liquors that you don't like know about. Like gin. Like gin is super expensive, so you need to find like a really not super complicated gin. You know, something that's not like it's not super complicated, but there's like the nuances and all the stuff is there.
Hmm.
And like then little by little you get into it. Like okay, let's try this one. Okay, this one is like super hard on juniper berries, and so like this one's really floral, and you know it's just you have to put yourself out there for sure. Uh, but back to the disc golf stuff though, like whatever you want to go, I'll shoot. I'll help you go. It's definitely a fun time. It's outdoors. It's in these unprecedented times, very safe activity because you're outside in the UV rays, and we all know that vitamin D is good for you. You know, I
The
think
I want to go. I would like to go today. I know I have a bunch of shit to go on, but it's a fun thing. If I'm not mistaken, we have went before. I could have sworn I remember us doing this before.
I mean, if you're my friend in college, I probably took you because I was trying to indoctrinate everybody into it. Like, I was trying to get everybody to play, and I'll take people that I knew like I'll take people that I knew specifically would probably never go again, you know.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
would take them because I was like one try, you know, one try, one good experience, you know, and they're gonna be hooked because it really is like surprisingly a lot. Like it's not surprisingly fun, but like if you don't do it, you don't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only reason I knew about it was because I saw somebody doing it a while back. I saw somebody doing it, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. And so, like a lot of my hobbies are like that, where I just look at something and go, I'm gonna do that, and then I go do it. You know, like roller skating. Didn't like couldn't I could inline, but I could never roller skate. But I just took it upon myself to learn, and I did.
I'm glad that when we went we didn't go roller skating. When we went to that skating ring, was I on roller skates or was I on regular the fours, whatever the fours are called?
I think you're on roller skates, dude. The two by twos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I wasn't on what is that called when you have the skates that are just
Inline?
um
inlines.
yeah,
You
yeah.
might have been on inlines.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think I was ready for any inline skates. Inlines is a whole nother level.
I
I've d-
mean, I can't do the, you know, 2x2s, but I could do the inlines. I mean,
That's
the inlines
crazy.
are easier to me than the fucking 4x4s. I can't
yeah.
do them 4x4s at all.
See, the thing about the inlines is the way you step, because you can lean into your ankle and you're that's a more natural feel, I guess, of like
Hmm.
stepping. But like the thing about the roller skates is that um any step is a step on wheels, no matter what you do.
Mm,
So it's the learning curve. I think is harder with roller skates
huh.
because I knew how to inline, but I didn't know how to roller skate. You know, and I thought it was the same, and it isn't. I'm like, and it was funny is that now that I roller skate more than I inline, or when I put inlines on, I feel a little goofy.
I don't recall ever inlining before. I don't.
Uh,
I just
yeah,
remember multiple busting my ass in roller skates, which was a super fun night, man. We need to do that again. I would still have to learn that shit all over again since it's been forever. But That's definitely a fun experience. And I always like remember those kids that had the damn Heelys. I always thought it was yeah, it's lame. But I always thought it was cool to have another option. Your ass is out and about and you're walking and shit and some shit pops off and then you can just pop out the damn Healy and you can roll faster than these other motherfuckers.
That's funny that you say that like that. Some shit pop off. Oh shit, let me bust out the Heelys.
Yeah, man. Like it just I'm thinking like oh well of course I'm thinking zombie apocalypse. Yo ass now have you got the +5 against all these other niggas now.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
But nah.
But I'll talk
That's
to you in a little bit then.
oh yeah, this nigga's in the middle of a phone call.
Wait, who?
Adam.
No, sorry. Sorry. My 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 executive chef just called me. My business partner just called.
Oh, Chef Tactical.
Yeah, Chef Tactical.
I haven't spoke with him in a while. I need to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I have to. I'm at to go AFK for a little bit. I
Okay.
excuse me.
Okay.
I love like I gotta just dips. Cool.
It's a really bad one, and I don't want to do it in my chair. I have to go poo. That's what I
No,
have
I
to go.
got the
I
message,
like
bro.
I like how you said it's a really bad one, and I don't want to do it in my chair. I was thinking he was talking about taking a shit, and then I was like, but I don't want to do it in my chair. Is that what you normally do? I got to shit. Oh, I got to get to the chair.
I mean, because it is
Oh
a chair. Whatever, regardless of what you think of it, it's a fucking chair.
man, it is. Damn, we live in some fancy times. We get to shit and take a seat on a fancy chair at the same time. Although I
Ah,
will say, I heard somebody talk about seeing a golden toilet. That was crazy.
actually, I I've seen memes of golden toilets, and if I'm not mistaken, is it Trump that owns one of those? I know it's one of those. It's either an artist. Point is, I've seen a whole restroom made out of gold, and I just think that's crazy that we are just obsessed with gold like that. Just I don't know if it's is it because of how shiny that shit is or what, but it's just crazy.
I mean, I think it's just a status thing. And I think I was thinking about this recently. I'm like, if women didn't like that shit, if women were like, "Hey, gold, that's some whack shit," I wonder like how valuable would that
Mm,
shit be? I've been thinking about that lately. Like, how much like how much power does that have? I mean, because men do a lot of things for sex. They're trying to get laid and whatnot. Like I wonder like how important some things would be if like women weren't into them at all.
yeah,
Like how video games have a certain cultural image attached to them, and typically women didn't like video games. It was mostly a guy thing. So it's like
yeah.
mostly people who play video games, those are losers and such and this and that and the other. And so I'm like, I wonder if women didn't like men in power. If women were like, your power, that's gross. I don't like people lording themselves over other people.
If we would even do that, yeah.
Like, yeah, I wonder, like, how powerful is this shit? you know, like if women were like, diamonds is a fucking rock. If you into diamonds, you into some whack shit. Like, would diamonds disappear overnight? Like, I don't know. I wonder about that shit.
Well, what's like crazy on another level when you start thinking about these things that are appealing. Just had you looked at a diamond
Yeah, I've seen a diamond before.
and it's I don't know what it is about it, but it's just like this it's this spectacle, this really majestic spectacle that just makes you I don't know, you can't just look at it and go, this isn't some cool shit. And most of the time if you don't like it, it's because you have something where you don't like that everyone else likes it. But if you take that out, I mean, yeah, I get it. I get why everyone thinks it's a pretty cool thing. We added this value to it because it looks like it looks like solidified light. When you really think about it, a diamond is like some fucking solidified light. It's kind of cool like that. Or at least that's how I think of
I,
it.
I look at it like a really reflective glass that like has rainbows coming from it, you know. And I
Yeah,
mean, even like a raw uncut diamond, if I remember correctly, don't look that impressive. It's when they get,
it looked like a fucking rock.
yeah. I, that's what if I remember correctly, that's the case. But yeah, I think about that though. That's kind of weird that like sex has that kind of fucking power. Like,
They
oh
always
shit.
say pussy rule the world, bro.
I mean, I guess so, dude. Because when I think about that shit, I'm like, damn, that's like how much shit wouldn't exist if when we're like, oh, oh, you're a fucking, you got muscles. That's disgusting. We don't want to fuck with people who got muscles. Everybody would be fat, you know. Of course, it don't work
Mm,
like that for good reason, but
dude, you actually it's crazy because that main reason women it's linked to that because it kind of goes back to the whole primal thought process of it of you're attracted to that because you know that they can help you survive, you know? That's how
yeah,
it used to be. That's how it used to be.
yeah,
If you know this guy has muscles, there's a better chance that he has the opportunity of saving your ass from a fucking lion than the nigga that doesn't. If you know this person can go into the house and like do some carpenter work opposed to just playing video games all the time, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I'm not saying it's like women being cruel or some shit like that. Of course not. I mean, because men got the same thing. We like ass and titties. You know,
But why
it's
is that? Why do we like ass and titties? Like, cause I always wonder about it. It's like, is it cause it's just a really nice proportion, or
No,
what is
no,
it?
no. Subconscious. I think I read this. I did read this where it was like, we
It's good
like
to get Oedipus.
we yeah, exactly. We like tits because that's where like our main form of nutrient came
I
in.
can barely hear you. You're like sound
Sorry,
like you're
sorry,
really far
sorry,
away from your
sorry.
mic.
My mic is far away. Um, no, we like tits because it was like it was how we got nutrients the first time, and it's like we know like titties give milk, and milk is what we drink when we first born. Blah blah blah. So it's like
Mm.
embedded in our minds, and then I think butts are because like hips are important for childbirth and stuff like that. So it's a it's definitely a thing. Does that make sense? Like if she has bigger hips, that means she's more likely to have a healthier birth. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you beat me to it, but basically, boobs give you life, wide hips give you life, give and
Mm.
support life.
Mm.
That's why we like
I've
it.
I've heard that before, but it's crazy because I we like it, but it ain't that reason. I know for a fact, like yeah, but I
How
know
do you
that
know
there's.
for a fact? How do you
Yeah.
know
How do
for
you?
a
I
Yeah.
fact?
Yeah.
I don't.
Back it up. Back it up.
Okay.
Why
So
don't you like AOC? Huh? What
okay,
did
hold
she
up.
say?
No. AOC is a fucking doll. Anyway, but
Yeah, boobs
uh,
and big boobs and hips give life. Big muscle and skill give security.
Yep. But also, not only that, it has definitely been reinforced within the media. You know?
Yeah, culturally.
yeah, I'll give you that. That definitely. I well, cause okay, so
That's new. That's relatively new though, especially when you talk about SSK and I were having this conversation uh, last night, but back before the standard of beauty was to have a small butt and and different stuff like the standards of beauty and what was considered healthy has transitioned over time.
Yeah. Big girls aren't healthy
Depends
though.
on. I think it depends on which culture too, because you can look at like
Yeah,
some shit from like You know, they have statues and sculptures from 1,000 years ago, and them motherfuckers are stick. They got a they got titties galore and a huge ass, and it's like
Mhm.
you know that it seems like that's been around for a long time. But it is weird that in like you know American culture from let's say 50 years ago or 60 years ago was like, hey, you can't have no ass. You got to ass gross. But everybody's always been in the titties though. I can't think of no culture where they were like, "Hey, small titties, that's the way to go."
Well, I think because
It's
having butts was also associated with being fat.
Mm.
really
Yeah, yeah. Like if you look at some of the older Playboys or like some of the other stuff, like all those girls had big boobs, but like really flat butts.
Also, if you go back like to like the 1800s, 1700s, the women were plump, and being plump was sexy. Not
Because
fat, but like kind of thick, and having an ass,
yeah.
and
but they
being
they
what we would typically call a little on the chubby side was like sexy. So
was
it's
because
it's weird to have flip flopped, you know.
wouldn't that be because like it was a sign of like you had money, you had enough money to
Yeah,
eat?
that was what it was. That
Nah,
was
I
what
would
it originally. Buddha. It was
for
Buddha.
women
Buddha
though.
had that tied. I don't know. I thought that was because actually in Africa, because I remember from the movies, there was a movie with Monique in it, and she was it was I think it was called Fat Girls. It was called PHAT Fat Girls, and she ended up dating this African guy. I don't know if he was a prince or
I
something,
need help
but the
taking
guy was
over E.
into her. He was into her because he was like, "Oh, in my country, a big woman is royalty," and
Mm.
that was the thing. It showed that you could cook. Well, it showed that you had money. It showed that you had status. Like you could eat.
But like for women though, I know that was the case for men, but you know the standard's normally different for women.
Well,
I
that's
wonder what it
that's
meant for
that's
women.
what the standard was for African dudes in that movie, and I've heard that reiterated actually in real life too.
Really? Okay.
Have you ever heard the phrase "until the fat lady sings"?
Yeah.
About giving a fat lady orgasm. Duh.
Yeah, I think I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like that's in relation to the opera singers. You know, they ended
Yeah,
up more
I always
well
thought that
off.
was dealing with the opera singers as well.
Yeah,
Well, they're more well off. I don't know which precedes the other, but there's a correlation there.
Yeah.
It wasn't exclusive to men.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh no, it's just I think it's really interesting, you know, how sex has such a strong pull on societies, you know, how it can shape cultures and how important it is, you know, despite the fact that
the
I mean it's just sex. It ain't
the
rocket ships or no shit.
Well, hey, funny thing is, I had a biology teacher senior year, and she just stopped in the middle of class. 'Cause I think a guy was looking at a girl's ass, and she
Hmm.
stopped. What are you looking at? Oh, I'm kind of giving away her. Well, fuck it. Anyway, she was like, "What are you looking at? You looking at her ass? You do number two from that. Why are you attracted to that?" And it was just funny because it's just like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Why are we attracted to the things that people basically empty out their urinary tract systems for, or their waste systems from? Why are we so easily willing to just say, "Hey, well, that can sit on my face," like? But that brings me to the question that I want to ask earlier when V's was talking about it. How do you know your attraction for something isn't based off of what you were first introduced to as a kid? Like what's an attraction? Like that's the thing. Like what really hones in on what the fuck an attraction is? Because when you like something, why do you like it? Is it just because you know that you like it? I don't know. It's weird because I always think that people are what they really are is their likes and their dislikes, and I guess that would it's just weird. Like, what exactly is an attraction? It's no logic behind it, or is there a logic behind it, or is it just you feel good about that, so you're attracted to it.
There can be backwards logic behind it. Like you can understand it looking backwards, but uh, there's probably not a way that you can set it up for a desired outcome. I've been down the dark rabbit hole of porn and ended up in a place where I was like, you know what? This connects to some bullshit I had in childhood, and it was unsettling that I was drawn to it. But only through that could I understand how those those links are built. But it didn't have to be built. It's the same thing with you know what they say about daddy issues and different shit like that.
Mm.
There is no logic behind it and there's no rule for everyone, but you can look back and see this connected to this along the way. And
Yo, we gotta dip out. Fuck, just when the talk was getting good too. I want to
Alright,
revisit this
alright,
topic
yeah,
at some
yeah,
point.
for sure.
Cause
We're gonna go play
cause like,
disc golf.
yeah, we're gonna go play disc golf. Cause like with what you're saying, I was like, one day I don't know, I can't remember when it was, but I realized I like women with like a certain type of arm, or like a certain arms,
Hmm.
and you know, I realized that was almost as important as like a woman's like ass or titties. It was like, damn, like I never realized how fucking important arms were to me, and I don't even really understand why. It's like a fucking random ass thing. But yeah, I want to fucking revisit this.
I
But yeah,
do too. I do too.
we gotta
Shit.
go.
I hate that this was so short, but fuck it. Hey, we'll revisit this. Maybe we'll do it the next time. Um,
Hey,
well,
so can we
gents,
wait? Can we
Also, next time we should have a woman on to give their perspective as well.
for
I
sure?
think that'd be neat.
Because I really wanna. I really feel like we need to expose the abortion fraud thing that we got going on. Sure.
What?
abortion fraud. Uh,
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Sure.
Fucking stupid.
All right, guys.
All
Well,
right,
this has been a strange liquid tangents.
it's not a liquid tangent, bro. It's a squadcast. Get out of here.
Oh shit. Shit. All right. I'm out. I'm out,
All
y'all.
right, laters.
All right,
see
later.
ya.
There, Vic. Nice seeing you again.
Nice talking to you.
For sure.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna drop the bot out. But bro, where the fuck you been at?
Me?
Uh, who?
Yeah.
you been missing.
Who is you?
You as in V.